been bad. Put me in the face of danger, still stand, rather go and get better. I ain't going outside. What is it death where you don't understand? How many times do I have to express that ain't part of the plan? We living life for as long as we can. Smelling like the plane just land. Smoking that boat just reach. Dogtown Beach. That mean another mission complete. Big force, man, essence. I know frankincense and murder. It's a murder. I just put the homie somewhere in the dirt. Then I turn around and put my whole soul in a verse. Try to throw me in the fire, I emerge. On a mission and it gotta work out like fitness. Man, I even eat from morning, no food in the kitchen. Still I take on life, no bitching. Run a couple laps, no stitching. Let them let's check the distance. Goals them a score and I don't see competition. This is pure greatness, yeah, I feel bear witness.
Well. Hope everyone's doing well. Well, I've said well so many times then, fucking hell. Hope you're all doing good, guys. Welcome back to the show. Episode 15, I think, of AKM Live now. Joined by Martin, the Lone Wolf, and Shauna, also joining me tonight. Got a fair bit to talk about today, guys, compared to the past few weeks, with transfer window being open and everything like that. Just to give people a bit of a rundown, we're going to be talking about, obviously, the Mamardashvili deal seems to be getting closer. Just before I went live, the Chiesa news has come out, so we'll be talking about that. Obviously, we've got the news about Sven as well. We're starting off with that, obviously. Us three, as well as Bry, was privileged, I say, to be able to see Sven be the manager of Liverpool in person at Anfield at the Legends game. That was really good. And then I'm just going to touch on a few of the things for the game at the weekend as well, because I think we're kind of starting to see slot ball, shall we say, that everyone seems to be coining it now. But without further ado, Sean, I'll hand it over to you. Anything you want to shout out about?
Obviously, JackDesigns 2020 and Redbubble, we're coming out with some really new shit, and it's really good. JackDesigns.uk, they're coming out with new stuff, really looking good. Fibbers Sports memorabilia, again, they're coming out with the goods along with Cop Art, and of course my main man Wayne Henley, who was good enough to give me a Danke Jürgen print, which I've yet to find a place to hang up. Yeah, but there you go. That's basically all my shout outs. Huh?
Put it on the roof like a mirror.
There you go.
So you can just look at it every night when you live there.
I love you.
I just want to say there's a Ricky in the chat here from evening. Ricky, hope you're doing well, mate. So I guess have you got anything you want to say, Martin, before we get going? No,
not really. As I said, on the pre-moments before, I've not been around most of the week, so I don't really know what's going on apart from slot ball all the way for me now, mate.
No, it's pretty good, to be fair.
I'm only messing.
I think we can't really go much further then without actually talking about Sven to start with. So, unfortunately, man, you should be able to be heard in the background, but I haven't got your thing. Oh, there we go. Oh, no, hold on. What happens now? No, sorry, Martin. Bye-bye. You're still there, though, lad. You're still there. We can still hear you. So, yeah, I saw this earlier. Obviously, Sven obviously passed away today. As I mentioned earlier, us three managed to be able to see the guy in person. And I saw this on the BBC, and I think it's good just to say, like, I think this was his last moments on his documentary on Amazon Prime, I think, something along them lines. And he basically says, I hope you will all remember me as a positive guy trying to do everything he could do. Don't be sorry, smile. Thank you for everything. Coaches, players, the crowds. It's been fantastic. Take care of yourselves and take care of your life and live it. When he came out at Liverpool with the Never Walk Alone and everything like that, you could see how it affected him, even us from the crowd. Like, and then obviously when we got out of the stadium, we could see the videos a bit more close and everything like that. And you could see how much of a big deal it was for him to actually be, the Liverpool manager, even for a day, even for like something small as that.
He had that big baby smile, like he'd just gone into a toy shop. It was unbelievable. I feel so privileged to have been in that game with you. I really do.
It just goes to show the power of the fan base when they put their mind down to something and they put it to some positivity. And the fact that we campaigned, fans campaigned, along with the likes of Robbie Fowler, John Barnes and John Aldridge, to make this happen, and to see like a dying man, his dream come true of managing Liverpool, even if it's Liverpool legends. It was a fantastic day, and I mean a full house, and it was just so like we were in the Cop. It was amazing. It was just incredible, and it's incredibly sad now that he's passed away. But I mean, we take some sort of comfort the fact that he got to live out his dream and manage Liverpool Football Club, and I think we gave him a very good send off, and I think he would have remembered that, and I think he talks, or he did talk about it till his dying day. So
yeah,
very sad.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's never easy to like, especially like when being a Liverpool fan as well. And then when I was a kid, he was like the England manager, and I think he was the first foreign England manager as well to come in. I know you guys probably don't care about that, but I'll always remember him like as a kid growing up and everything, being the manager of England. So same as there, he grew up with an England manager. That's when watching England was exciting. Yeah, well, and the so-called golden generation of like Gerrard and Lampard and so on. Yeah, it was good, to be fair. I enjoyed. That was when I kind of enjoyed watching England a lot, to be fair. So I guess thanks, Sven, for the memories. Unfortunately, obviously, you didn't win much with England, but still, it was good to see what you did and everything like that.
He won too many games.
Sorry, Mark.
He won too many games. England should never win a game.
He was a very soft-spoken, mild-mannered man. He wasn't like giving it all of this. So
he had time for everyone.
Yeah.
Bond says he never knew he was a Liverpool fan until he was sick, and the Liverpool family made his day to manage Liverpool. Yeah, they did. I think I remember hearing something when Gerrard was picked a lot and stuff like that. That it was mentioned that he was a Liverpool fan back then, but it wasn't like thrown in your face or anything like that. But again,
there was pictures of him in Anfield, down the old entrance, touching the Anfield sign. But you wouldn't have known. I mean, I'm the same with Bon. I didn't know that he was a Liverpool fan, and when he said that his father is and he is, it's amazing the fact that like he got to live out his dream. And again, the power of social media. We all know the negatives of social media, the positives that this happened. So we can hold our head up that we gave this dying man an opportunity to manage Liverpool, live out his dream. And what a day it was. Amazing day and amazing result. I mean, we thought we were getting hockeyed, if you can remember. I thought, oh, Jesus Christ, this is going to be a disaster of a game. And we came back out fighting as usual, and it was a fantastic day,
Yeah.
Oh, that's all the way for me.
So I don't know where to take this stream next, to be fair. I don't know if to dive straight into the Chiesa stuff, or do we play the videos about the transfer news afterwards, at the game and stuff yesterday. You know what, I think we'll do the Chiesa stuff. So hold on a minute, I'll just share this with you. So this came out literally. This we can still hear you though. We can still hear you.
We can hear you, and that's enough.
About 20 minutes before we went live, half an hour, sorry. Basically, Fabrizio Romano was running this as an exclusive that Liverpool have made the initial approach for Federico Chiesa as a possible option in the final days. He's available on the transfer market as Juve want to find a solution, and Liverpool made contact today. Liverpool exploring conditions of the deal as Chiesa would be keen on the Premier League move. Now, I'll bring Martin back into it a moment. So that's the main part of it. So
I'm just gonna nip down to the car to get my glasses because I can't read anything on here. So just go back to the split screen. I will still be here.
Well,
evening, Scott.
Who's here with us, sorry, mate?
Mark getting his cheaters on.
Got to say as well, on the stream as well, got to say, I've mentioned in a comment, but Scott joined as a channel member the other day, so thank you very much, Scott, for that.
Good man, Scott.
And Bon,
he's going to be in for a nice little surprise. In fairness, though, we've got some
Yeah, we do. We've got some plans for the members. We really do. Bon, I'm not. We're going to talk about Trent a bit later on, pal. We will do. So Chiesa, I think this is 2 or 3 seasons too late. I would have taken him a couple of years ago before his massive injury that he had. I've got his percentiles and stuff here for last season. So basically, this was his last year performance. Passes received 82.5. I guess that's good. His aerial duels is poor. Nearly 50% of his goals came from the penalty. His expected goals is 24. Passes into the box is pretty high. What the hell was that? I'm going to close him down a minute. His XA for assist is really high at 97.2. His attacking actions is pretty much 100%. So basically, every time he gets the ball, he's trying to get it forward. And he played 2,353 minutes last season. Just to give you the full info, Sean, on in this. So this is his basic rundown here. He's 26 years of age. He plays on the attacking left. He can also play across the front three, right-footed. So again, he's another player coming in on the Diaz side or Gakpo side, whatever. He can play out on the other side where Salah plays, but that's not his best position. His contract expires at the end of next season. Well, end of this season, sorry. Next June. That's June. Next June next year, isn't it? And his current market value is 35 million euros. So you're probably talking what's that? 30 million quid, maybe, give or take. 30. And his highest back in 2021 was 70. So he's half the market value he was at one point. And then just to show his stats over the past few years. So the bottom one here is 21-22. He only played 18 games, 4 goals, 4 assists. Season after, 33 games, 4 goals, 6 assists. And then last year, 37 games, 10 goals and 3 assists. Now, I don't know, guys. Like, a couple of years ago, I would have taken him before that injury, but it's not for me, to be fair. Not for me.
We might as well go for fucking David Ongog. Fucking now, like, honest to God, I don't see the point in going for someone who's injury prone and is going to cause us hassle.
Thiago.
Yeah.
I
please tell me you're wearing pants.
Shut the fuck up, you. Shut the fuck up.
That was too. That was Basic Instincts there, AKM live style. Oh God!
I'm just having a quick look now. He's been linked with Barcelona, but they've pulled out. Man United were linked with him.
I just think it's a panic buy.
Ricky said it best. He says this stinks of depression or desperation. Should I say? Sorry, not depression. I'd rather get my contract renewals all sorted than make silly signings. Doesn't mean I'm happy with it. I just would take it at this point. I
get that. I do get that. And then pay the toll. Says he's too injury prone.
Yeah. Scott's
mentioned. I would have been excited a few years ago. I agree. I remember him playing well in the Euros versus England, which he did, but he struggled. He struggled. Again. I think Martin, you mentioned it just then. He's just another Thiago. Like,
yeah, you're throwing good money after bad. It's like there's only so much you can throw away. Why don't you just save it and go and pay whatever it is for someone that is known and is capable?
Well, he's known, but he's known to be not capable. I mean, he's too injury prone, as Pay the Toll says. I wouldn't have him. I think we have enough injury prone players, or we had a lot of injury prone players, and there's no point in then replacing them with more injury prone players because
that's what FSG do. He's come over today or yesterday, whenever it was, and he's going to pretend that we're going for these big signings like he did with Casado.
I was having a chat earlier on with somebody, and they were saying like, "Oh, why do you think John's come over?" And I was like, "What happened the last time John W. Henry came over? We put £150 million bid in for Casado." Like,
did the W mean wanker?
It must do. It must do. But I don't know what else to say about this Chiesa stuff. A part of me at the same time, like I did a quick video about before we went live, and I basically said in that, because for Romano's the only one that's running with this. Obviously, there's the Italian link between him and Chiesa and his agency and everything like that. So he might be seeing it that way. But a part of me is also thinking, is this the player and the agent trying to get a deal out there, chucking Liverpool's name into it? Because we do know that Romano does stuff for clubs and he does stuff for players like on Sly, for a bit of cash behind, get a bit of a backhander. So yeah, I am wondering if there's something more to this, and it's not a case of Liverpool are actually after him, but he's trying to make it look like Liverpool are, so other teams stand up and pay attention and go, well, we might lose him to Liverpool. I don't know.
What's the point in getting him though? What's the position? We're already good in that position. What's the point in getting him?
Would you take him on a pay-per-play?
No. We're Liverpool fucking football club. Why are we
but we're Liverpool.
Why are we going on like fucking Brentford or fucking?
Yeah, we're Liverpool Football Club who can't fucking buy anyone.
No, we can. We just don't have owners that want to buy anyone. The thing is, or Richard Hughes
don't want to do it.
What Scott says, it doesn't make sense when we need like a number 6 and a centre back. I don't see the point in going for these fucking wingers or forwards.
We don't need another goalkeeper. We got Kelly, but we've got to go on fucking another guy. Makes no sense.
This is what I said as well about the Mamardashvili stuff, which we'll cover next. But none of it makes sense. So as Scott says here, and I think you guys were just talking about then, we know that we need a centre back and we need a number 6, but we're going out there and we've signed basically a goalkeeper. It's all but confirmed. And then now it's coming out that we're signing another forward.
It's like that fan said yesterday to John. Any more signings? Normally, the chairman would turn around and go, "Hey, one of them." He just fucking blanked him. What a prick!
He did a kind of a Mr. Burns kind of thing with his hands.
Yeah,
you saw that. That's a good point, JT.
I mean, I think that price point of 10 to 15 million. I think that is the price that you're looking at, because I'm sure I've seen that Juve made him available for about 10 mil. I'm sure I've seen that. But yeah, again, if Chiesa comes in and he's one of two other players, so 3 other players, not involving Mamardashvili. So say we get Mamardashvili, we get Chiesa, we get a centre back, and we get a 6. As I'm saying it, I can't even keep a straight face.
No.
Then I'd be happy, because then obviously Chiesa's coming in as like a let's just see how it goes type thing, I guess. He's younger than Salah, blah blah blah, whatever. But we've got other positions that we need to fill up first. What's Bond saying? As a lifetime Liverpool fan from the mid-80s, I'm not against FAG. Have done more good than bad. Yeah, they have done good, and we do say Shauno's got something to mention about the Southport thing that happened. They do good things. The AXA training facility, the stadium expansion. There is some good stuff that's gone. How the club, much money the club make now. But me and the boys actually are working on something, and we haven't got the full facts and figures of everything yet. But we're kind of trying to work out how much the average spend is per transfer window for Liverpool. Since
you took my piss there, Sean. I was fucking going to do that.
I've studied on this very, very hard, so I have.
Martin did it as well. Martin did the most of it. But
I did the drawing.
Martin did the most of it. Where did he do the most of it? I've yet to see that.
You know how long it took me to do that drawing.
He drew he drew himself on a fucking toilet seat and yourself
in between us,
and that's all he did.
But basically, guys, the long and short of it is that Liverpool at the moment, on average, so this is not like they spend this every window, just on average. Since FSG took over, Liverpool have spent 17 million per transfer window. So that includes summer, January, the lot.
Per Rafa's comments.
And bear in mind, if I can just drop in there, Adam, because I didn't think we were coming in here as quick as we have. They spent 346 million net spend when Klopp was there, right? Now, this is on the back of the interview that Rafa had with the overlap. and he was talking about the budget that he had with Gillette and Hicks. You know, these are cowboys that pretended to have money. Now we have cowboys that pretend not to have the money, and the net spend is in around the same. Rafa said he had anything from 15 to 17 to 20 million net spend on with Mias and Willie signing for 30 million, and then the 55 million going out this summer. With about 28 transfer windows, you're looking at in around an average of 17.057 million per window. Now, is that fucking good enough for Liverpool Football Club? Especially when you look at back in the days of Gillette and Hicks, and now we're from a 300 million or close to administration, as they keep saying, club to now a 4 billion, possibly 5 billion club.
Now
it's a massive difference. What did you say, Martin?
So now we shop at a food bank.
Well, I mean, we're shopping in fucking something, but like it's Rafa said 17 million. It's 70. He said his business plan was 15, 17, or 20 million. But at the last season, I think it was 17 million.
But yeah,
did you see that thing go for? I never clicked on it already because I thought it's probably just clickbait. Klopp speaks up.
No.
Yeah, the apparent Klopp's voiced some information about why he left and inside information about the owners and what he wasn't happy about. I didn't click on it. I'll try and find it later and send it over to you.
Yeah, I'll be interested to read that.
But I didn't read it because I didn't want to clickbait it.
Chiesa, what the fuck, like signing of Oxford Tiger? Yeah, Martin said that. He will spend more time out than playing. I think the Prem will ruin him physically and Slot's hard tactics. Yeah. I agree. Born Klopp's net is 30 million. Yeah, that's true. But we're talking about the entire FSG reign, like before Klopp, like everything like that. FSG would donate 20 to give and would use Kalana to pay it. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's one thing as well. Like, so people say that Liverpool fans, like, the people might say about this stream right now, like, we give FSG too much shit, right? If it wasn't a wide known thing that FSG or the owners or whatever, or Liverpool in general, don't spend money, why did we see Kalana, a company, take the piss out of Liverpool, that transfer window? I think it might have been Jude Bellingham they were going for, or someone like that, and they said, oh, do you want to use us to pay for the transfer? Some shit like that. Do you remember it? I can't. Yeah. I'll have to find it. But like, it's not just a thing like where
fucking
fans
Paddy Power even taking the piss. There's a fucking Irish comedian who does skits. He used to do kind of a piss take of Martin Tyler commenting, doing commentary in a Liverpool game. He takes the piss out of it. Everyone knows about Liverpool and their transfer, woes under FSG. Everybody, apart from the big honchos that cover Liverpool Football Club, the told the liners that are absolutely desperate to hold on to the perks and therefore don't speak out or say anything bad about FSG and the transfer policies. Yes, they've done some good. They've done the bare minimum, in fairness. We had a corner shop mentality when FSG took over the club. We didn't branch out globally, commercially, and they did that. Whoop-de-doo. And now we've got I'm surprised we're not sponsored by Durex at this rate, but we've got so many sponsors left, right, and center across the world, and brilliant. So we've now made a 300 million pound club to a now 5 billion pound club, but we're still shopping around and we're still doing our business like a 300 pound club. I'm not talking about, and I keep saying this, I'm not talking about unnecessary spending. But we're talking about a club that wants to, that sees that they have issues in terms of the squad, sees that, that we want to challenge both domestically and in Europe. And yet we're spending the guts of maybe 18 million per window on average net. That's crazy.
I've got a feeling that Darwin Núñez is going to go by the end of this window. You know,
I think he will too.
Yeah. Just to cover up a few things here from Bon, like we're not singling you out, Bon. We mentioned Rafa because Rafa said that basically his transfer budget was 17 million per window, and when we've looked at the figures from FSG from Hicks and Gillette under FSG, it's pretty much the same. Like it hasn't moved. That's the only thing. That's the reason why we brought that up. And FSG brought the transfer window on Virgil van Dijk and Alisson, yes, but they did that on the back of getting over 100 million for Coutinho. Like, if Coutinho had not been sold, would we've seen that? Like, we won't know the answer. It's all if, ands, and maybes. But again, the books were balanced by the sale of Coutinho. And again, it's not. Again, the figure of 17 million that we've come up with, well, not come up with, like we've worked out, is not. This is what Liverpool spent every year. Liverpool might have gone out one year and spent 100 million, but then there was other years when they spent next to nothing, or they made a profit, or whatever. It's the overall incoming and outgoings over a 14-year period, which is 28 transfer windows. You know, if you got to include the summer and the January, that's the only reason why it's probably so low. If you only included the summer windows, then obviously it'd be higher because there'd be less number to go around or whatever. But that's the only reason why I brought that up.
Isn't it funny though? It doesn't matter what happens in the transfer window, and you've got them obviously the pages you were on their books and stuff. They always go back to, well, we got Van Dijk and we got Salah. They did spend that money. That's the only thing they can go back to because it's never been since.
Yeah, but I mean, see, their bond is going on. The net spend last season was 90 million. Like if we keep on, you know, cherry picking, you know, something figures that fit your narrative, well then, I mean, okay, I mean, let's just stick at that then. So, but then, I mean, that's not really doing us a favor, and it's not doing the club a favor. Why are we accepting that this summer so far has? Why are we accepting that? If we want to contend for everything, why are we accepting that? I mean, we keep hearing from the likes of David Ornstein, who seems to be doing the rounds quite a lot now. He was on NBC now. I think he was on the Overlap or some sort of thing with Jamie Carragher and whatnot, where he's gone out and he's again mentioned the fact that, well, you know, usually the transfer committee, you know, they I don't know what I just saw there, but I'll just ignore it.
No, that was the phone fellow.
David Ornstein is going on saying that, well, you know, usually the transfer committee plan a year ahead. Well, does anyone remember Jude Bellingham? How much we planned ahead there?
Yeah, he planned to fuck our head up. That's what it was.
I mean, and then Jamie Carragher going out and saying, oh, well, you know, like, look at Man United. Look at the signings that they've brought in, and look at the changes they've made this year alone in their structure. So that I don't believe and I don't buy. Not one bit do I buy.
But it's not just that though either as well. And again, Bon, we appreciate the debate. We're not having a go, we're not having an argument or anything like that. But you can pull out that season last year where we made 90 million. What about the season after we won the league and we spent literally next to no? Like, you know, like there's loads of give and takes, and that's why again, over the course of 14 years, again, we're talking over a longer period of time. You know, Liverpool we've not. Again, I don't want to go over it constantly, going around in circles and stuff, but we're going to obviously get our figures right. I actually want to have a look at the Liverpool's books as well and see like how much profit was made over certain years. So we could actually see and work out like, right, so Liverpool spent X amount of money, but how much could they have actually spent? Like, do you know what I mean? And again, we're not asking Liverpool to go out there and do a Chelsea where they've got 46 players and now they're having to get rid of Raheem Sterling. Like, do you know what I mean? And Ben Chilwell.
Did you see Mark Goldbridge going on about Raheem Sterling?
Yeah.
United. Oh, what a weapon he was.
But the thing is, like, you know, and Bon, I welcome you know, your input to this debate as much as anyone that agrees with me or disagrees with me, as long as it's civil. You know, I don't expect in a debate everyone to agree with me. I mean, majority of the time, nobody agrees with me. But the point is, I like to have that debate. But, you know, if you think back, and Adam touched base on it, if you think back at the season that we won the league, we had central midfielders play in our defence because of our injury problems. Central midfielders.
Oh yeah, Fabinho and Henderson playing centre back. Yeah, I remember that.
That should never have happened. Never have happened.
At the end of the day, as long as the fans are going and the money's coming in, the merchandise is being sold, the sponsorships are coming in, they don't care. Their bank's going like that. They're not interested. Do you know what? Sorry, Adam, I know you're about to talk, but without going back over previous shows, that time when they were going to go and buy Bordeaux, where was the money coming for that? Was that coming out of Liverpool's transfer kitty? Because they've got no money and they won't take it out to Boston Red Sox. Where was it coming from?
They're probably going to do it like as a conglomerate with other people, but yeah, it's always the same, isn't it? Like, so I just want to go over a few comments before we move on to the Mamardashvili stuff. So I think that ties in quite nicely. That so Scott mentioned it's not even just the lack of spending; it's the lack of organisation with contracts and leaving gaps in the squad, signing players in positions we don't need to. Agreed. Rich the Red needs to get the Van Dijk contract situation sorted ASAP. I would give him a 2-year deal with the poss of a year extension, frozen wage, coaching job after contract within the club. How old's Van Dijk now? Is he 32? So 36 years of age. Yeah, could do. Yeah, I could see that. Rich the Red thinks that Darwin will leave soon. I don't see that personally. I don't know. I don't see that. He's never taken to him. Bond, next spend last year. We've done that one. This one, Liverpool priorities, Gordon. So I believe that there will be a swap deal for Gomez and Gordon, and Liverpool will go for a centre-back in deadline day if the deal collapsed. Chiesa in the final day. That's not a bad shout to say that Chiesa could be like a backup. You know, if the Gordon deal fell through, that's not a bad shout, to be fair. I could see that.
What is Streamlabs giving out to Omar for? He hasn't said it.
I'd have him from Everton. I would. I can't see the comments, so I don't know what's going on.
Streamlabs is trying to be a moderator.
Do you guys think Nunes would leave on permanent? I don't. I think Nunes gets. I think Scott said it to me in my match reaction actually the other day, where I said something along the lines of, you know, it looked like people weren't passing in the ball and stuff. But then Scott obviously mentioned that he's not really trained with him long. This is first minutes after coming back from the Copa America. So give him a bit more time. Maybe Nunes might kick on a little bit.
I'll tell you what though, mate. It's only two in, but Jota and Salah, they are both in beast mode.
They're
different player.
I think absolutely. I think every player that's played so far is absolutely. Again, even against Man United the weekend coming up, I'd start the same 11 again. I'd just play the same 11 again.
I've got 4-0 all over that. 4-0.
We'll smash them. Rich the Red, I would like to see Gomez stay, to be honest. Yeah, I agree with that. We're the only fans in the world who talk about net spend where Liverpool. Yeah, when I was a kid, I don't even remember who owned the club. I couldn't even. Obviously, I know now, but like, there's kids that were like, you know, that were my age back then. Now that would be like, oh yeah, FSG, John W. Emery, Tom Werner, net spend. Like, it's true. It is true.
It's true, but like, I mean, we have to take that seriously. And the reason why we're talking about net spend now is we're old enough to know. I mean, kids nowadays that buy jerseys or get their parents to buy them jerseys, they don't give a crap about net spend, and why should they?
No, that's true. Ricky again, United always used to buy one significant player every year under Fergie, and that's why they had sustained success. That's true. He used to always buy at least one player. Sterling to United. Oof, can you imagine? I reckon he'll go to Arsenal, in all fairness.
Arsenal don't want him now, do they? Arteta come out and said the other day, you know, he's got a great relationship and a great rapport with him, but there's no room for him.
Would you? That could be. I've actually done a few polls. Actually, let's have a look. See if
I reckon he'd go down. If Chelsea agreed half his wages, I reckon he'd go to Brighton. You know,
maybe. I did do I'm going to just load up another poll. I did a poll for the Chiesa, and we'll go over that in a minute before we move on to the next topic. Gary, give it the nail on the head. They're not interested. What's that? Is that in reverse to FSG, I presume? Fans are selfish. I'm not backing FSG. What players out of United would you swap for Liverpool player? No, yeah, I get that. I do get that.
Not one of them. Not one of them. Wouldn't take one.
I wouldn't swap it for one of them. Omar, don't think we need Chiesa, even though he would be a good backup to Salah. We need a real 6 and a left back and a left-sided centre back. Yeah, we were saying that earlier on, pal. It makes no sense that we're signing a goalkeeper and a forward when everyone knows we need a 6 and a centre back.
I don't think Gravenberch will sit in that 6. I don't think he's doing all right, but I don't think it's him.
Yeah. No, I said that in my match reaction yesterday. I was like, I don't get the hype that everyone seems to be giving him right now. Like, I'm not saying he's playing bad. Like, he's playing good, but the way people are talking about him online and stuff, it's like he's the next coming of Jesus or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but this is where the positivity,
this is where your mind gets fixed.
This is where the positivity people want to kind of blow smoke up their own asses and say, well, everything is okay and we've got Gravenberch.
Yeah. Charlie, Trent should not have come to a year on his contract, poor organization by the board. Yeah, we were saying this, like, these deals should have been done last summer before they even knew about Klopp leaving. Should have been done. That would have, for me, if I'd have been Jurgen Klopp, even though obviously I reckon this dated back to him going for a while now. 2 years ago, I'd have been having the conversation with me, like, oh, what's your ideas? Do you know what I mean? Like, would you want to stay a bit longer? Blah, 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 blah.
Shouldn't go down to the last year.
Omar, streamlagged on my case. Sorry about that, mate.
Don't worry, Omar. I've got your back.
I won't mention the player's name, well, ex-player he went to before to do his stuff. But he's excited about Liverpool this year. Very excited about it. You think... I put kind of threw the question at him of who's going to be first, Liverpool or United manager to go, and he was like, "It's not going to be Slot, is it?" But he wouldn't say anything, and obviously I'm not going to say because it's social media. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. But yeah, I can see Ten Hag going before Christmas, me, in all fairness.
Because next Monday he's going, mate.
Maybe. I think the strangest thing about this one coming out is Chiesa has been available all summer, been reported everywhere. Juve wanted rid of him, so why all of a sudden now? That's so weird to me. Yeah, I think I mentioned to one of my mates, Gavin, of it earlier on, when all these journalists and that are coming out now saying, "Oh, Liverpool are going to make some signings now with 4 days left," and I would just kind of think to myself, like, well, I get that apparently Slot's been assessing the squad, even though we know he's been watching the training sessions and the matches from last year, and that he'd have had some sort of idea of the way he wanted to play and what players would have played in what position. Get all that. So you're telling me that we couldn't, the players that we're signing now, we couldn't get last week or the week before or the week before that? Like, what's changed? Oh, we've sold some youngsters. That's what's changed.
I'm not buying any of that. I'm just not buying any of it. We can talk about, well, you know, the coaching staff, the backroom staff just came in. You know, the transfer committee just got formed. We got a new head coach. You know, they came in just before June or whatever, and then they had the Euros and the Copa America. There are other clubs that were in the similar situation than ourselves, and they've managed to sign players. So that is utter rubbish, and I'm not even buying it. I don't want to hear it.
You know what? It was horrible seeing him go over to Pep Lijnders. The welcoming he got, and then, you know, that was the big smile on his face because he knew his future was sorted. He didn't have that monkey on the back going, "What's going to happen with me?" he walks in, he gets them 3 big hugs, and you know the guy, the second guy, see that big passionate cuddle he give him, made him feel welcome. I thought that. Wow.
Yeah. Omar's asking where we're from. I guess Shauno's from Scotland. You can tell by his accent.
Okay, no, I'm Irish.
No, Scotland's Ireland. Martin is over the Liverpool way, and I'm in Yorkshire. So yeah.
Don't mind the Momar, I'm Irish.
Steve again. A versatile winger is needed for the right, mainly, so I don't completely hate it, but get that 6 sorted.
He's good. Didn't he used to manage us there, Steve Clark? He should know a bit. He can give us some information there. What's going on behind the scenes?
Bramthwaite should come as a lifelong red. It's weird. No, it's not weird. I guess I'll take that back. I'm going to say it's a bit weird that how all these Everton players were all Liverpool fans, but it ain't weird, isn't it, when you think about it?
No.
Gordon and Bramthwaite. Yeah, I think I'd take him, to be fair, with that. The money, though, it's the money for me, guys. Like, and again, I know
them 40, mate, and the way that's going on with their books, they're going to take it.
Maybe. Yeah. Ricky again, with the right signings, we have a real chance this year. Slot style of play will conserve energy, and we could end the season with energy rather than crumbling links previous years. Yeah, I agree. We always seem to get off to a fast start, and then towards the back end of the season, we start struggling. One thing I would like to say, though, no, I'm going to leave it until we go into match reaction bit. Don't matter. I'll save it for that.
Yeah, don't spoil the show.
Scott, reason why the contracts didn't get done is because the sporting director situation.
I don't want to hear it.
No.
I can see where he's coming from in regard, but then with Schmatke and everything, but I don't know.
Schmatke was the sporting director back in November, back in in January. So I mean, he had perfect opportunity to do the business, and even before that, the season before, or I mean, he shouldn't have left it to the last week or the last year. It's as simple as straightforward as that.
All right.
All right.
Richard the Red, Brighton have signed O'Reilly from Celtic. Great player. Should have had a sniff about him, to be honest. Yeah. I think he went for 30 million or something, wasn't it? Yeah, but I can imagine. Yeah. That might turn out to one of them players that Liverpool go back to and buy him for 60 million down the line or something. Bon is also from Ireland.
Good man, Bon. Where are you from?
Rich the Red, I repeat, Sven.
When are we going to get a guest on the show?
I'm working on it, mate. I think I can get a couple already.
Well, there's Brandon who's interested.
Yeah, Brandon, and I think there's one other as well. But I don't want to say his name. Just in case. But there's one other as well. And then
get Brandon on the show.
He did a YouTube video earlier. Do you know?
Who?
Yeah, done Brandon.
Brandon did he?
Yeah, he's not done YouTube videos for ages, but yeah.
Brandon actually, I want to congratulate Brandon. Brandon actually got, I think, an Olympic medalist for South Africa on his YouTube, which was just incredible. So fair play to Brandon. Nice lad.
No, that's good. I think I saw that video actually, to be fair.
Yeah.
And then Scott, just before we move on, what I mean is he wasn't up to scratch to get the contracts done right. Yeah, okay, I agree with that. But again, I think that again, I could keep kicking this can down the road. I think that if I remember rightly, Liverpool players, when they got into the second year of the deal, that's when talks started happening. Back in the day, you started putting the feelers out to see what was happening, and obviously that's not happened. So someone has dropped the ball somewhere.
Van Dijk's interview, post-match interview, he didn't look really arsed, to be honest. And I love the way Alisson's obviously come and says, he plays football for the love of the game and not for money. But Van Dijk is more of a smirking interview. Like, for me, if I'm not, fuck it.
Listen, I'd be inclined to agree with Dunk from Cop Talk on that one. That, I mean, all these players, as much as they say that they're there for the love of the game and not for the love of the money, guarantee you, if Saudi Arabia come sniffing and start offering a ludicrous amount of money. Guarantee you, a lot of them will say, well, we've gone to Saudi Arabia to try and, make the game and all this. I guarantee you. None of these players...
I reckon he come in the summer for Alisson and FSG, get it. Will accept it. He's a gentleman's agreement, and that's why this keeper's coming in.
Well, here's the question, and I think maybe we should do a poll on this. This Mias and Willie fella, he's come in for who? Who's going? Alisson or Kelleher?
We don't. Yeah.
You think both of them are going?
I think 100% Kelleher goes. I could see Kelleher going before this window shuts, and I don't know why, but I could see that happening. If he don't go now,
I said he goes to Villa.
Yeah, I could see that as well. If Kelleher doesn't go now, I reckon he goes potentially in January or at the end of the season, 100%. He's not hanging about now that he knows Liverpool are signing another goalkeeper.
But your man is on loan, is he not? The fella that we just signed.
Yeah, he's gone back on loan to the club we bought him from.
Yeah, but so then he's not going to be available for another year. So are we going to have to go and get another goalkeeper?
That's the thing.
That's just going to be a sucker punch to FSG. Kelleher is going to go, do you know what? Fuck yous. You haven't given me the chance. I've been here for ages. You're going to buy a new one. I'm going. Simple. Leave him in the shit.
Yeah. And then the other one, I as well, next year, if I remember rightly, Alisson will be in the last 2 years of his contract.
Yeah, because he's got 3 now.
So if Saudi or someone comes in and goes, right, we'll give you 85, 90 million for him, he's 100% going. Because even Alisson said in that interview with Paul Joyce, if the club want to sell me, I ain't going to stop them. I ain't going to stop them from selling me. I'll go. I'll do what the club want.
I think Alisson's going to go. I think Kelleher will stay.
I want Kelleher to stay.
Yeah.
I think Kelleher would be number one.
I think he carried. I know Alisson was injured, but them shifts he put in, he made a few mistakes. But you know what? His play from the back, I just like him. I do. I'd rather him than Gomez.
Richard the Red says we got Jaros, and he had some good minutes in the pre-season friendlies. Listen, Richard the Red, if I played in the pre-season, I'd have had good minutes too. But pre-season friendlies or pre-season friendlies was the only, I think, year that I really watched it, and I watched it just to see what slot would be like. And there was a lot of stuff that I liked, and a lot of stuff that a lot of players that went off and moved off elsewhere. But I don't know whether Jaros would be something that I would have as a number 2 backup.
Yeah. Just to cover some more before we move on again, guys. So Scott reckons that Alisson stays this year and next year. Rich the Red, he likes his attitude. For Alisson, he would be a good captain or vice captain. And then Bon says, I need Villa to score to win my bet for 4K. I had 1K.
There's no way FSG are going to make that same mistake as they did last time and Saudi come in if they come in for Alisson. Like Shane was saying, there's no way they're going to take. They're going to whip it.
No, I think so as well.
Yeah,
I 100% think so as well. So, guys, moving on to the goalkeeper in question that we've just been talking about. Unfortunately, Martin, you're going to have to go again. See you later, mate. So, this is the rundown, guys. Today, I know, to be fair, to start us off, Romano's been doing my head in this window. I've got my book of AKM up to date now with all the times he's been talking about Mamardashvili in Liverpool, and it's fucking nearly every single fucking day. And it's the same shit. It's just it changes.
Are you Irish as well? Because that's you have just ran off about 100 swear words there.
Oh well. So basically, Fabrizio said today, just before 12:30, that Mamardashvili to Liverpool. Here we go. Medical today for the keeper as he joins Liverpool from Valencia. The agreement is 35 million euros package plus a sell-on clause, and he will be signed now before joining Liverpool in July 2025. This season, he is staying in Valencia. He followed that up with another tweet saying that this is the lowdown of the deal, basically. The contract for Mamardashvili is 6 years, 30 million euros fixed fee, which is probably £25 million, with an extra 5 in add-ons. join Liverpool next year, and Valencia's sell-on clause is 10%. And he also said that the medical tests are taking place today. However, this photo was doing the rounds before Romano managed to get his hands on it. And he said that he was having his medical now. But I've looked at this, right? And this picture was going around about an hour or so before Romano even announced it. So I think this deal has been done for a few days, me. I know that Romano put a tweet out today saying Liverpool are going to have a meeting today with Valencia, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you've been saying that for about a week, mate. So I reckon this deal was done over the weekend. The players had his medical, and it all seems to be sound now, guys. So it looks to me that Mamardashvili will be a Liverpool player.
How can you have a medical and then come in 2 years? Makes no fucking sense.
It's just how they do. He's got to pass a medical, I guess, for the paperwork to be signed and everything. And then I found this as well on Up to Joe. So this is basically his stats for last year for Valencia in La Liga. So he faced 145 shots on target. He only conceded 39 goals when he was expected to concede 50. And he prevented 11.3 goals as well. Basically, if you look at this as well with the circles, guys, the smaller the circle, the easier the save is meant to be. So the bigger these circles are, is harder to save. So if you look at the ones that he's actually like conceded, they're all quite big circles. So they're all like the harder shots that he's he's not got to, but he also has saved as well some harder shots as well. So I don't know.
That looks like a Sander Westerveld, that. You know, it's not too good to his left.
Yeah.
I don't think Adam remembers Sander Westerveld.
I do. I remember Westerveld.
Do you?
Yeah, you were in nappies then, though, weren't you?
I was about 10 or something, maybe a bit younger. I do, because I remember Westerveld because I thought when we signed Dudek, I was like, why? We've got Westerveld.
Yeah.
But wasn't there another keeper as well that we had at the same time as Westerveld?
Chris, what's his name?
No, it wasn't Kirkland. I'm sure there was another one.
Peggy R, whatever the fuck his name is.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'm talking shit. I don't know. But I could have swore there was another. I could have swore there was another goalkeeper that we had. But anyway, looking at these stats and bearing in mind he's only 23 years of age, and Valencia not like one of the big teams anymore in La Liga. I think we've got a bit of a goalkeeper on our hands here. Again, as Martin's pointed out, he's a little bit weak to his left-hand side by the looks of this. But
Scott Carson, yeah.
But yeah, he seems to be pretty good, I would say. Just bring Martin back in. There we go. Let's catch up on a few of these comments, which I think I've missed off. Ricky saying, imagine where we would be if FSG were only half as tight as they are. Rich the Red agrees with Sean, he looked at Jaros, look bog normal. In Irish, Romano is a grifting gobshite. All right there, Brandon, up you doing well, mate. I saw your YouTube video earlier on, mate.
We're only talking about you there a minute ago.
Talking about you earlier, mate, yeah. Scott, I remember in the Euros they were saying he was statistically the best keeper in La Liga last season. Yeah, it looks like it by that. Where's Alisson's stats? You know what, Richard? Do you know how much effort I have to put into this to find stuff in it? I can't find everything, mate. You know, I had the Chiesa stuff that happened before I went live, lad, and I had to do 2 videos. So I do apologise if I haven't got the Alisson stats for you as well.
Come on, chop, get him up.
Bon, is it just me, but does this transfer window feel like it's lasting a lifetime? Yeah,
it is, because we're doing fucking nothing.
It does, actually, to be fair. Chris Kirkland, Scott Carson. I don't think it was them. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting. All right, I'll ask you two because you two might remember. Was Westerveld and Dudek at the club at the same time?
No.
There was definitely another keeper then.
No, Westerveld came in, and then we had Scott Carson. Was it? I think Dudek came in then. Peggy, and then Dudek came in because everyone started doing the Dudek dance. Don't do this, you do that. Don't.
Yeah, because Peggy. Do you remember Peggy was the guy? he was caught laughing in the Hillsborough Memorial.
Yeah.
And he basically got kicked out.
Yeah.
But Sander Westerveld, he was a great player.
Hang on, it was Westerveld, then Pep, Dudek.
Right, so basically, I've had a quick look here.
No.
Hang on, or was it the other way around? Pepe Reina.
Apparently, if I look at this here, Houllier signed Dudek and Kirkland.
Yeah.
And Westerveld was already there.
Yeah.
So Westerveld came in to succeed David James. I need to see what Liverpool squad.
Do you remember who David James is, Adam?
Yeah, he was the goalkeeper at my first game
Yeah.
at Anfield.
But what was the best thing he ever did?
I couldn't tell you. I was only young, mate. I don't know.
Played the PlayStation.
God, the cobwebs are coming off now.
I can't believe you remember that. He played the PlayStation. He actually blamed playing the PlayStation all hours for missing it and goals and stuff.
Me and my thumbs are too sore.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, I'm getting old.
Valio, Gary.
I'm just trying to find. Sorry, guys, I'm stuck on this now. I want to see who was in the Liverpool team in 2001.
Michael Owen, Jayden.
So the goalkeepers were that Sander Westerveld, and then it was that RP Exahad.
Peggy, yeah.
And then there was
Peggy Axel Grease, we used to call him.
There was Nielsen as well. He was a Danish goalkeeper by the looks of this. I don't know. I think I'm getting a bit stuck.
Who was the goalkeeper that dislocated his shoulder? Arnie.
I don't know.
That's going to be on the quiz now. Next quiz.
Are we doing that? Go start doing the quiz on here.
I think we might.
Yeah, we're going to start doing a quiz. Yeah. So let's have a look at some of these. So JT saying that George's stats speak for themselves. Smart business. It is smart business. It's just if that business also includes a left back and a centre back.
Yeah, exactly.
The Moore family owned Liverpool from the 80s to 2005. Hello, Gary Richardson. Hope you're all right, mate. Or Richard, sorry. Hope you're all right, mate. Richard the Red. Yeah.
He's off to SeaWorld, aka Old Trafford, this weekend. That's very funny.
Are you off to the game, Gary? Are you off to the game? Dudek on Kirkland both signed at the exact same time. Yeah, we've just seen that. Romano there is the only one reporting Chiesa. No Liverpool journal. Is this a smokescreen? Yeah, I mentioned that when we spoke about it. I feel like there's something more to that. I don't get it. I really don't. He's running it as an exclusive. I don't get it.
We're not getting anyone. There's no one coming in. And I'm not going back down to the extra ground.
The lone wolf
fighting with Jeffers in the derby. I remember that.
David Jeffers. I
do remember that. Yeah. Best thing that James did was leave the club. He was the goalkeeper when we played Coventry in my first game. I remember that. Patrick Berger and Jamie Redknapp. Liverpool won 2-0.
Berger, what player?
Bigger Bjornaby and everyone, man. Jeez.
Richard the Red, Axel Grease, JT, Tony Warren. I don't know what that's in relation to, unless that's the goalkeeper I was trying to remember.
Warner. He was a goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's the goalkeeper, yeah. We had Paul Jones play one game for us on loan. Did we? I don't even remember.
You don't even remember Grobbelaar, do you? What a keeper.
No, my mum tells me stories though that he used to like bare his arms to the ground.
Grobbler is amazing. I met him twice, and he's such a sound bloke.
Yeah. So I guess let me just do another thing. I've done a poll earlier, guys. Where basically we asked, would you take Chiesa? 61% of people said no. 38% said yes. And then the other poll that's up now is, have you hit that like button, guys? And 79% of you have done. So the rest of you better hit that like button.
How many is watching?
26, I think, right now. 27, sorry. 27.
Has your subs gone up as well now? You were doing quite well with this.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. If you haven't already, guys, subscribe to the channel. As Martin's basically saying there, subscribe. So what we saying now then? Mamardashvili.
Yeah, sure, Richard. Remember him fighting with Steve McManaman?
Good business.
And you wouldn't fuck with Bruce Grobler. He was, I think, a black belt in some mixed martial arts or whatever. He would have.
I remember Bellamy and John Arisa going at each other.
Bellamy and John Arisa,
Golf club.
Yeah.
He was a quality buy, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Bellamy.
he was actually. He was.
I think he came. Didn't he play for us twice? Didn't he leave and then came back? He did, didn't he?
Who?
Bellamy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? I thought he did. Yeah. Right, what's the next topic we've got written down here? I've done the Mamardashvili. So we're on to the match now, guys. We're into the last thing, basically, now. So, again, sorry, Martin. See you later.
Sean's there next week because he's a gobshite.
I'll try and figure it out. I might have to make our screens a bit smaller. But these are just some of the stats that popped up from the game at the weekend. Salah now has 128 goal contributions in 128 Premier League appearances for Liverpool at Anfield, 93 goals and 35 assists. And Van Dijk has played 100 matches at Anfield and he has won 90. Well, he's not won. He's gone unbeaten 98 times. So, what's going on here? I'm going all over the place now. So we're back to Sven now.
Sack him. Sack the DJ.
What's your thoughts on that then, guys? About
And these are two of the players that our contract is still not done yet. It's incredible for two players that have contributed so much and are still providing the goods and are positive to the team. It's absolutely scandalous, the fact that I mean, we're talking about the business and the transfer window. What about the bloody contracts? You don't have to be a year in the goddamn job to realize that Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah are two of the most important players at Liverpool Football Club. I mean, come on now, guys.
The question is, do they want their contract? Like I said last week, they're not pushing for it.
Of course they do. I completely 110% believe that Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah are very happy at Liverpool and want to stay at Liverpool. However, with that said, after what Virgil said after the game, I think he wants to be at a club for as long as the club meet the expectations that he has for the rest of his career. Meaning, are we title contenders or have we got a 3 or a 4 year plan? If we have a 3 or 4 year plan, he wants to fuck off elsewhere. Mohamed Salah, I think he's perfectly happy to stay where he is.
Yeah, shall read the quotes out from Van Dijk? So basically, this is what Van Dijk said on Sky Sports yesterday about his contract situation. He says, "I'm very calm. I want to play the best season I can again. I want to be important and stay important for the club this year. Whatever happens next year, we'll see. Everything happens for a reason. That's how I see it. There's been no changes in my situation, but I'm very calm about it. There's no reason for me to sit down and start thinking about something else because I have the whole season to play. Hopefully, it'll be a successful one." That's all he said. I don't know. I feel like
he's been told to say that.
I think as well. Didn't he mentioned something as well? Didn't he saying something about it? He didn't come out outright and say he wanted new signings, but he mentioned signings, didn't he? Saying like, "Oh, hopefully we get some players in," or something like that. Wasn't it along them lines? I'm sure it was something like that. But what about you guys in the chat? What do you reckon? What do you think that Van Dijk and Salah will be here next year? I might actually do another poll now, actually. I'll end that poll for Mamardashvili. So the Mamardashvili one is in now, and 85% of the people think that it's good business.
You ask me, out of Van Dijk and Salah, which one I think would stay loyal to the club, I'd say Salah.
Well, Scott is saying that he thinks Virgil van Dijk is off. Do you think he's off at the end of the season or off in this summer?
I think Liverpool are playing a dangerous game.
Absolutely.
If none of these three players have signed a new deal by November, I think there's a very, very high chance that all three of them leave next year for nothing.
But the other thing that I'd have to say is, what does that do for the morale? That their contract is still up in the air. I mean, does that not kind of distract them a bit? I know that they're meant to be professionals, but we saw what happened with Stevie G. I mean, I would be very, very concerned over the fact that, you know, these are three of our most important players that we should really be building the future of Liverpool Football Club around.
I think as Trent's head's been turned, and that little sulk, I know what Slot did, you know, to prepare him for the rest of the season. But I think Trent had a little one of them, you know, with Rael. He's like, is this going to be something that comes along now?
I don't agree with that, Martin. I think we can all read too much into reactions. I mean, Salah has been known for his reactions for being taken off and not playing the full 90 minutes. You know, and you know, if I saw a player that didn't give a shit about being taken off, I'd be worrying about him. I think, you know, I'm happy to see him still concerned about and still wanting to play 90 minutes, but I think we've got to look at these three players and we've got to put them in contracts. Even if we want to get rid of them, even if we want to get rid of the three of them, get them in a contract so that we get money. That's what I think.
I mean, I'm just having a look at some of these comments. I saw someone had one about a defender earlier. Oh, there you go, JT there. Any of you guys have a favourable defender to bring in? I think for me, the two names that come to my mind is Inacio and Mark Gahey at Crystal Palace. They're the two that I think of. But I know, Martin, you were talking about Branthwaite earlier on.
Yeah, I like Lewis Dunk as well, but I know he's a bit of an old man.
Yeah, he's all right. Like, I guess he'd be like one of them. What's he like? Like a Nat Phillips or something? You know, someone who just throws his head in there and gets stuck in and everything like that. I can see him being that type of player, like a Lewis Dunk or something like that.
I'm just looking at Brandon's comment.
I still don't know how you get these comments up, me. I haven't got a clue.
I'm a wash me willy. Sorry, man.
Mamardashvili is decent business, just for it, and it looks like it's been a business. Yeah, it does at the moment. Scott says we've got to tie down Trent.
Yeah.
Branthwaite is a perfect replacement, fastest player at Everton and 6'4". Yeah, Martin, you agree with that?
Yeah.
Joe, are you from like the Liverpool area as well? Because I think it seems to be that you've mentioned a few things there about Grobbelaar as well, a bit further up, which I kind of thing. Is that true? Alan Hansen's died. That's not true, is it?
No,
I thought he was all right.
No. The question is that how is his health? Because like there was rumors that he had died ages ago.
Yeah, about 6 weeks. Yeah,
he's fine.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, he is. Yeah. So basically, like you and Martin have got the same opinion of Branthwaite. Then again, when that money went in from Man United and you were talking like nearly 90 million for him, I was like, what? But if you can get him, as Martin you said earlier, for about 40 million, I'd take that. I'd take that.
Take it. They've got no choice. They can't play hardball. They need the funds. They're going to be the best championship team at the ground. Anyway, they probably get relegated further down. But if you throw 40, 50 million in for Branthwaite, mate, they're going to take it. They're not in a position to say no.
Could be the year that they go down.
Could be.
You know, if you look at it, we had Barmby, we had Xavi, we've had Beardsley. Was it Beardsley come from Everton as well? Mind you don't know that. We've had loads from Everton. It doesn't happen often, but it doesn't seem to go the opposite way, does it?
John Henry, if you think that we're falling for that, you got another thing coming. That championship fullback. Look at the name.
I can't see the comments. So.
Oh yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
JT Palace are going for Gomez. I could see him moving to a London club. To be fair,
So can I.
He's from down there. I could see that happening. Trent is on 180 grand a week. He'll want 250 at least. Next contract, prob clauses and bonuses. I think he's playing for a move away, looking for excuses. Hope I'm wrong. I think one of you two mentioned that, didn't you? Was it you, mine? You reckon that he's up for a move away? And then Joe's also saying no, 40-50 no chance when United would pay 70-80 for Branthwaite. Have to just wait and see what happens, I guess.
Who's going to go to United? No one. They're going to be with Everton this year, going down.
Well, no, I mean if you get a player that's going to go for the money, you're going to get a player that'll go for United, because United will overspend. Without a doubt, they'll overspend to get the player in. You've seen that with that fella that got injured. What's his name? Oh my God! Who's that player that we were linked with?
The young kid.
The young kid that we were linked with, and he ended up going to Liverpool or going to United.
Oh, Lenny Yoro.
Yes.
Lenny Yoro. Yes. Right, I'm gonna have to go back to this screen. Sorry, Martin.
That's it. I quit.
So there's a couple of other stats here from Opta Joe regarding the game. Today was Van Dijk's 100th Premier League appearance for Liverpool Anfield. He's won 82 of them and lost just 2 of those. 16 draws. Only Patrice Evra with Man United picked up more points in his first 100 games in a side in the competition other than Van Dijk. So Patrice Evra picked up 263 points in his first 100 games at Old Trafford, whereas Van Dijk picked up 262. So just a point beneath Patrice Evra there for the record of the Premier League.
What a prick that man was.
And then also from also from the game, guys, as well. We had 92% successful pass rate, which is the highest we've had since 2003, 2004. We had 551 successful passes. We only missed 51 of them, so there was 602 in total. And again, we had
who's got the lowest. Balotelli.
Probably. And then this here is basically how Liverpool set up on a base pass network here. I don't know if you guys can see the initials here, but this middle one just here, I don't even know if you can see my cursor, but that middle one there is basically he's like Jota here, Szoboszlai, Salah, with Luis Diaz obviously tucked in a little bit more with Andy Robertson right up his ass. Ryan Gravenberch was quite far forward, to be fair, considering he's playing the 6 role. But again, you can see the triangle between himself, Konate, and Van Dijk. And then the next one across on the top right is when Liverpool were attacking. So again, it looks like pretty much everybody was forward, apart from Van Dijk was just, still sticking around the halfway line. And then when we were defending, we had Luis Diaz out on the wing, along with Dominic Szoboszlai, which I found quite surprising, to be fair. He was quite high up here. And we had everybody else obviously in the back line. And as you can see there, you can see that teams are still trying to exploit that right-hand side of our defence, because Konate is slightly further back than the other 3 in that line of the defenders there.
But if you look at it, right, it's got, if you think about what I said.
It's what, sorry, mate?
They're in like a triangle-shaped football there.
Yeah. It's very much similar to Barcelona under Pep Guardiola,
I love this style of football, mate. I've got to be honest, I think it's amazing, and the speed that we can break now. Just unbelievable.
And that's one thing that I wanted to kind of know. Although I love Klopp and whatever, I kind of felt the last couple of games, there was no plan B, and there was something lacking. I mean, when teams kind of figured out what we were doing, there wasn't a plan B, where I think there seems to be now a little bit more now with Slot. And I just think our counter-attacks as well. I mean, Jesus Christ, that fucking pass from Jota to Diaz. Jesus Christ, that's like a fucking hot knife to a bit of bread. Amazing.
Do you know what I thought was great? I love his confidence. The way he walked down there and he shook Carter up, and he's keeping the media. He's telling them what he wants them to know. You know, it's not like, and he just fitted in straight away. I can't describe him.
I've got to,
sometimes.
Can I say something? Please just let me say this. There's a few things that made me smile this weekend, right? United losing. That made me smile. Slot absolutely tearing James Pearson, new one.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. And then obviously the fact that he joked with Carragher, which was very funny. He's got a good sense of humor.
Yeah. His English is really good as well. If you think about it, I didn't quite think it was that good until I listened to his post-match interviews and stuff. And you sit there and you think, he's down to earth. They're genuine. Like when it was doing your Melwood Roar or whatever it was, not Melwood, the AXA training stuff. He's walking along and it's just a little cheeky wink. You know, he's giving. When he walked past the wall of champions, the camera's on him, and instead of just a little cheeky wink, and off he went with a big smile on his face. I thought, what a legend that man's going to be.
Joyce, Scott is after saying that Joyce is just after tweeting about Chiesa.
Well, I'll have a look for that. 2 clean sheets, can't argue with that yet. Thoughts on the missed chances by Liverpool? I have seen, I can't remember what it's not by much, but I think Liverpool's expected goals in the game at the weekend was like 2.5 something. So even though we scored 2, we are technically, if you look at that, I don't really like the XG and XA stat because it's if, ands, and maybes, and if my aunt had wheels, should be a bike. Do you know what I mean? But like, I feel like if you go by that, then Liverpool did underperform. But at the end of the day, they got the 3 points, and they're still getting right to the formation and where they need to do everything. So.
That's what Joe Jono says. Missed chances don't matter if you win by a few goals.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as you score one more than them, it's fine.
Yeah. Richard the Red backs up Martin here. He loves these tactics. Exciting to see. Love the pass about football and quick counter attack. Our goals have been excellent so far already. Really class goals.
He's my new mate, Tim.
And Scott's the cheat about Chiesa. Chiesa scoring an offside goal. Yeah, they're all with a Man United player. If you guys want to talk, I'm going to have a quick look for this Paul Joyce thing. If I can see it.
I don't want to talk to him.
I don't particularly want to talk to Martin either.
Okay. Let me I'm going to have a look. It is true that Paul Joyce has tweeted that. I'm going to see if I can find an article. Hold on.
No, got a big head. How did we get on with our fantasy football this weekend?
Oh, don't even talk to me about that. I am failing miserably. I'm getting.
I don't know. I'm relying on you to send me the information.
There's no article up, guys, as of yet for Chiesa, so it's just a tweet at the moment. I'll keep an eye on it. Fantasy football, I can show you that now. Unfortunately, Martin, you'll have to disappear again. Hold on. So there you go. That's the results from last week. I got absolutely smashed. I'm bottom of the table, guys.
Anyone,
I'll hold my hands up. I'm bottom of the table. One thing I will say, though, that I find funny, and it's quite unfortunate that he's not with us today, but you know, like last week when we had Phil Ash and he was like top of the table, absolutely smashing everything, and then his next game was against Average.
He's lost Average.
He got beat by Average this week, did Phil, so he wasn't 2 for 2.
Where am I in there? I can't see it. God, my eyes are shit.
Which one? On the results? So on the results side of things, so Gavin got beat. Martin Mason, you got beat there, mate. You got beat by Go Eze on me.
Fucking shit, that.
I don't think any of us are in the top 14 teams in the league.
No, I'm 16th. Martin is 15th.
I like being stuff though.
I'm bottom, yeah.
We're all sandwiched together.
Do you know what I'm gonna say though? Right, I'm gonna say this. I bet a lot of these people that have got these high scores here have all got Erling Haaland in the team and captained him, and he got an hat-trick at weekend, right? I don't have Ireland in my team.
Neither
I
do I.
do. And I
You're
have fucking
shit.
Salah as well. And I'm
I've
still
got
doing
Salah. What's his name? Ivan Toney. I've got Kyle Walker, Lewis Dunk, Kieran Trippier. I've just normal players. I don't want freaking world beaters. I just like go with the grave, bruv.
That's kind of what I tried to do, and it's backfiring at the moment. But we'll see. We'll see. We keep.
Yeah, but I didn't play anyone. Sean made a point of that, saying to me, "Well, you're that team that you won. They weren't even a team. It was just so to make up the numbers." I went, thanks, mate.
Yeah, but you still got a point more than I did. So what the fuck?
Right, I'm just gonna again. There's still nothing up yet from. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna see if he's updated his Mamardashvili article. See if he's added it to that.
I thought you had them on speed dial.
Now, lads and ladies, just to advise you on the fantasy football, there are some players that have been put out on loan and some players that are out in injury. So might want to check that out before, the game week 3. You can do subs there. I'm after putting on a few subs. So just to let you know that.
Yeah. Now, there's nothing. He's not even added it to his Mamardashvili thing. So I wonder if we're going to have to just hold on. It might not even come out while we're still live, guys, this article from Joyce, but no doubt.
Have you heard that Liverpool are also in for Crystal Palace player Eze?
Eze,
yeah. Paisley Gates and the Echo have mentioned this.
I don't know. I've seen it, but I can't see him being like. Again, it's another one of them players where I'm just thinking to myself like, why would we need him? Is that you meaning you don't want to hear about Paul Joyce, or you do? Sorry, or you do? I'm guessing you mean you do, but
I do want to hear about. I don't want to hear about Paul Joyce. I think
I'm going to give a shout. I don't know him, but everything I've watched on his things. Obviously, I've sent you a few of it, but on the TikTok, the Lancashire lad, I think he's quite good.
The Lancashire lad is a great,
he's I want to give him. I don't know if he watches you or anything, but if he does or he comes across it, fucking keep it going, mate, because he's good. I enjoy him. I've watched that Anfield agenda, the baldy fella. Don't like it. I don't get that.
I can't say anything for legal reasons. I can't say anything.
But it's like
I know
he's quite good on his stuff.
I can't say anything about Craig. I know I used to work with his cousins, so I'm not going to say anything.
JT can't see Eze coming in at all.
I can't see him either. I mean, I don't see the point in a left winger or attacking midfielder coming in the same way as Kayze. I can't see that. The
only thing we're getting coming in now is a new sponsor to find out where Sean O's name is outside Anfield. Magno.
I found out.
I don't understand how, mate. We looked around that place for half an hour looking for your name. I'm sure you just photoshopped it. I don't think
I didn't. Richard, I'm only joking with you, mate. I have my views on it as well. There's very few YouTubers or podcasters that I tune into, so that's where I'll say no more about it. Each to their own, and that's why there's a variety of people for everyone to join or everyone to link up with. And if you like us, brilliant. And if you give us a thumbs up, even better. If you even give us a super thanks, even better. And if you even become a VIP, that's even better. But
click the link below, subscribe.
He does seem like a panic buy, Brian, and we've had panic buys before in Arthur fucking Mello.
I'm just looking at the Paul Joyce tweet now, and Fabrizio Romano's actually thanked Paul Joyce for backing him up. Paul Joyce
Brandon, I do watch you. You're a sound man.
Yeah, I watched you as well.
Panic buy for me was Endo.
Joe.
All right, Brian, how you doing, mate? I think you just covered that one, Sean. I was on.
All right, Brian.
I was looking on X. Sorry about
Yeah, each their own, Richard. You know, but there are. But again, the other thing is, and I don't know about you guys, but I just find it very difficult to kind of keep up to date with everyone. Do you know what I mean? So I kind of just keep a small, you know, my subscriptions small, if you know what I mean.
Still nothing.
No friends.
Still nothing. Ah, well. I think. Let me see if I've made sure I've covered everything off, guys, on here. I think I have done the stats, done the fantasy football. Only thing we've got left to show you guys is a couple of videos that Sean wanted to talk about. I've got them prepped and ready to go. So again, goodbye. Right, so we've got this first one here, guys. Oh, play that again.
John, any signings?
So obviously, John W. Emery ignoring somebody. I mean, me, if that was me, I would be literally just like, you know, hi, acknowledgement or whatever. But he walked past like Mr. Burns. And then
Mr.
Burns. One, you wanted to talk about this one a lot, didn't you? But I'll play it out first, Sean, and then you can have your, what you need to say about it.
Klopp, they always work 12 months in advance. They were always thinking not about this window, it was the next window. So they've come in late. They've had to bed a manager in. They've obviously got this problem in terms of the contracts they'll have to fix, as you said, before Christmas. But the reason why Liverpool, I don't think, are buying players right now is they're probably already thinking about next summer. And that might sound ridiculous, but Liverpool, I think, in the last few years, or more than that, 5 to 10 years, they haven't panicked in the transfer market, and I love that about Liverpool. But do they need reinforcements in certain positions? Yeah. The squad's big enough, but do they need more quality to compete with Manchester City and Arsenal? Yes. But when you perform badly in the transfer market or make bad signings, that can knock you back as a club 2 or 3 seasons. And there was a word Richard Hughes used when he did his first press conference with the manager, and he said, we'll be opportunistic in the market. Now, I think there's players out there who they'd like, they may not be able to get, but if something comes up, they'll be ready to go. Now, it looks like there's a goalkeeping situation as well, a goalkeeper from Valencia, the Georgian #1, and that's almost for next season. And I think there's probably a couple of... Yeah. Well, that's why you're the presenter, Kelly, and I'm the pundit.
I wasn't helping you, Karen.
But I think between now and when the deadline goes down, I don't think Liverpool will be putting bids in left, right and centre for all players all around Europe, but there'll be 2 or 3 players they've got an eye on, and they'll be looking at the situation of those clubs and can they be opportunistic, as the sporting director.
So, I'll hand it back to you, Sean. What is it you want to say about that, mate?
So, I was watching even a clip that the late Challenge podcast were saying that, you know, that Liverpool and transfers, that, you know, they should be more aggressive. They should be like, well, okay, I want this. What will it take for me to get this? Do you know what I mean? Within reason, of course. The fact that now this is the second time in as many weeks that we're hearing the same fucking spiel that, well, you know, I'm delighted that we don't rush in and we don't panic buy. What the fuck do you think Arthur Melo was? Was Arthur Melo not a panic buy? He was a panic loan. I mean, I'm sorry, but I love Jamie Carragher as a player. As a pundit, I've seen him trip over himself several times, to the point where even Gary Neville is fucking telling him off. You know, he's going on about the transfer policies. He's going on about thing against Jurgen Klopp. You know, they'd be calling out these owners. The owners would be gone like that. And then in the same week or month, he's basically saying, you know, that he agrees with FSG and the transfer policies. The transfer policies, we don't have a big enough squad. We don't have a big enough squad because we'll be at some stage or other complaining about half-12 kickoffs, international breaks, or injuries. Guarantee you. And every goddamn club will go through all of those 3. The only difference is they will be more equipped and we won't. And the reason why we're not more equipped is because we're not bringing in the players. The reason why we haven't had more than one Premier League title under Klopp is because we didn't build on what we had. We didn't build on the success that we had. The window after the league, we didn't bring in any players. Therefore, we had centre midfielders in defence. That's just simply not good enough. A club of our stature. So you can't come around and tell me, "Oh, I love the way we do." Sorry, that was meant to be a Jamie Carragher impression. It sounded more like Brian. Sorry, Brian, but it's. But the point is you can't turn around and say, "Oh, I love the way we go about our business." If you went about your business correctly, you'd bring in the players that you need. You would sort out the positions that you need, and then get it done with. Don't be then moaning and complaining, in January or in February and March. Well, we've a bad run because we've got this player injured, that player's died. Bullshit, man. Bullshit. We're sitting about, fanning about. We're after offloading a load of players, and we still haven't identified that we need a centre back. We need probably a left back. We need a defensive midfielder. Yet again, 3 seasons in a row, we need a central or a defensive midfielder, and we still haven't decided which one we're going for. And no doubt, you'll probably see the echo. You'll probably see all of these newspapers, all of the clickbait, all of the told-the-liners basically saying, well, we've got a fantastic deal in 2 years' time when this player's made available. And, Liverpool don't rush into making signings. They make the right signings. Does that mean are you trying to tell me that no team in the Premier League, go out with the intention of making the right signings? That it's only Liverpool? It's utter horseshit. And the logic, the stuff that's been spouted off, even including Carragher, including Ornstein, is all dumbing down the fan base. It's worse than bloody Arsenal fan TV. It's just pathetic. It's so stupid. And, look, I've been very critical of FSG. Fair play to them, what they did with the Southport, the families of the victims of the Southport disaster. Absolutely amazing. Fantastic. Well done. But they have not done enough for Liverpool Football Club. We need investment into the transfer window. We need to give Arne Slot a chance. We need to allow him put his stamp on that team, because right now he's working on Jurgen Klopp's team, and he's after offloading a good few of the youngsters that Klopp was developing. We don't have that now. And this is just, we're now with a depleted squad. Whether these players were ever going to get first team football is irrelevant. Absolutely irrelevant. So that's my take on it. I don't know what other people think of it, but it's the same shit every year. I'm not talking about throwing a shitload of money at the wall. I'm not talking about buying your Mbappes or your Neymars or your Messis or your Ronaldos. I'm talking about going that extra little mile to getting in a player. You're telling me that Zubimendi was the only defensive midfielder that would have been good enough to play for Liverpool. You're telling me that Zubimendi was the only one. And if we can't get Zubimendi, we're going to kick the toys out of the pram, and we're not going to go for any defensive midfielder because we haven't got our guy. That's utter rubbish. That's not how business is done. You don't put all your eggs in one basket. You get a defensive midfielder because that's the position we need. And if you're happy to go for Gravenberch, then know that that's a position that he's going to try and grow into, that he's not completely natural with. But we have to give Slot an opportunity here. And 17.057 million per window of a net spend is not good enough. It's not good enough.
Yeah.
This crap about, don't be throwing money away, and that's not the way to go about business. Come on, Jamie. You're not doing the club any favors by spouting that crap.
See, it's our owners are just shite, and it's like our owners are as good as the blue shite across the road when their fans fucking give it to them. Getting on the train the other day, I think the passion that both Liverpool and Everton have got for the clubs. I know we hate Everton, and it'd be a joy to see him go, but the passion that both Liverpool and Everton have got for our clubs is like, and we just get shit on. Have I missed a joke here or something? Or have I got?
Joe, I think Joe.
I was just laughing because you were just like, our owners are shite.
Yeah, they're just shite. They're just diabolical, mate.
But I don't think the media. You see, this is the thing. This is why I love this channel, right? Because I mean, we're not afraid to say what should be said, right? And that's our opinion. And no one's opinion is right. No one's opinion is wrong. But you have the right to air it without, anyone being ridiculed or been told, well, you're less of a Liverpool fan than I am, or whatever. And unfortunately, the mainstream, the told-the-liners out there do create that divide, which I'm totally 110% against. And the reason why they create this divide is they don't want to be seen for what they are, which is towing the line and saying what they have to say in order to keep their perks and their exclusives, in order for them to have the opportunity to do a kit review before the kit is even released. This is all well documented and all proven. Do you know what I mean? And that's the bigger picture here. There's a massive dumbing down of the fan base, and it's these journalists and it's these reporters and these pundits that come on and come on to small YouTube channels, do the circuit, and continue this spiel about, well, we don't need to sign any players. We've got less than 24 players of a squad. Why do you think Arsenal didn't win the league last season?
And this is my point precisely. Like I said last week, we're going to have to prioritise what competition we're going into now. Are we just going to go for Champions League, or are we going to go for Premier League, FA Cup or League Cup? What one are we going for? Because we haven't got the in-depth to go for all of them. There's no way.
And this is what Jurgen Klopp was been ridiculed in the past for, that he didn't, he put out the young lads, and he even had Pep Linders managing there in the Carabao Cup. Now, we won the Carabao Cup twice under Klopp, but we still depended very much on our young players. But there is this false positivity around social media. I'm all for being positive, but I'm not all for being stupid or ignorant. As Scott says, everyone is kind of coming out on this positivity about Gravenberch. He's had a good performance here and a good performance there, so therefore he's going to be our DM, and we don't need a DM. I guarantee you, I would put my life savings, and there's not much left, I would put my life savings that during the summer or even during the January transfer window, we are going to be revisiting the defensive midfielder role. Guarantee you.
When that comment come up across the bottom, then what you're just going on about, my thoughts were Gravenberch number 6. Then what happens when he gets injured? Back to square one.
End up.
Yeah. Fabinho was a holding midfielder, yeah, he was. But he also could play the ball as well a little bit. But he was I think he was a bit more of a destroyer, to be fair.
So we bring 5 yard back.
I just want to touch on the Chiesa stuff again. Sorry, guys, because I've been getting a few notifications and stuff while you guys have been talking. Sorry to derail the conversation, Sano.
Totally derailing
it. Basically, again, this is Sky Sports, so take it with a pinch of salt. They're saying that Liverpool have made inquiries about the player and are yet to actively pursue a deal. Liverpool are assessing the market with a long-term view to add the best talent when the right opportunities emerge. As such, exploring the conditions of a deal for Chiesa is part of the process. Chiesa is therefore one of a number of players Liverpool are looking at with 4 days left of the window. Liverpool may strike in the market before the deadline if the opportunity arises, but they are happy with their options, having won their 2 opening games. Chiesa has been made available by Juve, and a number of teams, including Barcelona, have also looked at a potential move for him. The Italian side need to sell in order to help with their financial regulations, especially now they are back in the Champions League and did not include Chiesa on their pre-season tour. So there's that stuff to do with that there. I just thought I'd quickly bring you up to date with everything that's going on. But yeah,
I mean, we're talking about like financial fair play and keeping up with finance and stability and all of that. Look at Chelsea, right, and the trouble that they're in, and yet they're still able to buy and sell or buy about 45 billion fucking players. You know.
I'm going to go through some comments before we.
Right, guys, listen, it's getting towards that time now. I'm going to have to start getting the boys to bed. But
go on then. Fuck off.
See you later, mate.
Mate.
The 2 of us now. So before we get towards the end of this show, I thought I'd just go through some of the comments that people mentioned about when you were talking, Sean. Like, I agree with a lot of what you were mentioning. In fact, probably everything that you were saying. You know, you're not asking for unnecessary spending, asking for hundreds of millions. It's coming down to the stuff we've had in the past where Jurgen Klopp, for instance, again, I keep using these examples because they're examples, guys, that we go on. So Jurgen Klopp wanted Daniel Marlin. Couldn't have him because he had to sell Origi and Shaqiri before they do the deal. Couldn't you just sign him and sell him afterwards? Timo Werner. Again, I know, guys, you're going to come at me in the comments and the chat saying, oh, shit, right? Jurgen Klopp wanted Timo Werner. And they couldn't get the deal done because basically Liverpool obviously went and signed Diogo Jota instead, and they could pay that deal in installments. But RB Leipzig, wanted the full payment of 51 million, I think it was, maybe 54, up front, not in installments. FSG won't do it. And, you know, you're going to, if you believe the rumours, had to call Timo Werner personally and basically apologise that he couldn't get the deal done. Like, how do you feel about that? Like, your manager, one of the greatest managers that Liverpool's ever had in my lifetime, having to apologise to a player that he couldn't sign. Obviously, Werner went off to go and play for Chelsea and turned out not to be what we thought he would be. But under Klopp at Liverpool, could things have turned out differently? Maybe. Jude Bellingham, we were told for years that we were saving money in transfer windows to try and get the Bellingham deal done. Didn't happen in the end. We got told that Bellingham refused us, blah, 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 blah. But again, if you believe the rumours, Bellingham's family was in Liverpool, or his entourage, or whoever was in Liverpool, talking to Liverpool the day after Liverpool pull out of the deal. Take that as you will. And I don't believe for 1 second that you fly an entourage or whatever to a city, to a club to tell them, now we're not interested.
Yeah, Bellingham. Yeah.
You could do that over text, phone call, email, whatever. You don't fly across the world to do that. But yeah, so there's loads of situations like that. Douglas James, top Reds have sold their souls to FSG. So sad. They need saving FSG out forever. You'll never walk alone. Scott, what frustrates me is when we identified we needed a new DM. Why is it Zubimendi or no one? That gaffer identified he wants a ball playing DM again.
Is Douglas? Can I just ask? Is Douglas? Does he have a YouTube channel? I think he was one of the guys that was on Sky Sports that was campaigning for Sven to be manager of the Liverpool Legends game.
Oh, I'm not sure. Again, just to play devil's advocate with this, Scott, doesn't mean I agree with it. The last time I had a situation like this was Virgil van Dijk. We were screaming out for a centre back. Didn't happen, and we ended up getting him in January. I don't think this will happen with Zubimendi, but we've been there, done it. Cranky JD thinks they're looking for another goalkeeper, Mamardashvili. Pay the toll. It was all a PR stunt, so they don't have to pay out for another window.
That's amazing. That comment from Joe.
I'll get to it. I haven't seen it yet. Richard the Red, cover the holes, don't tape over them as it will cost us in the long run. I couldn't agree more. You'd think the owners would have learned from lessons when we had no centre backs a few years ago. Yeah, we spoke about that, playing Henderson and Fabinho as centre backs. Like, fuck me. Pay the toll. FXG have more than enough money now for transfers after what Klopp earned for them over the last few years. Same old PR, every transfer. Yeah, I think last year we were talking, like, maybe not last year, maybe the year before that, Liverpool got something towards 100 million in prize money alone. And that was just from all the competitions they'd been in and won and everything like that. Scott, if the manager thinks Gravenberch is sound for DM, I'd be fine with that, but he clearly wants a ball-playing DM. I think there was an instance in the game the other day where there was a ball on for Diaz to be through on goal again, but Gravenberch didn't get enough power behind it and it just died in the air. So again, maybe that comes with time. Who knows? Bon, I think we've covered that one. Sorry, apologies. Joe, the same people who overly praise Gravenberch will be the first ones to jump on him when he has a bad game, and they will, which he definitely will. Yeah, 100%. Maka can play 6 if Grav got injured from JT, which is agreed. But then do we lose something further up the field if Maka's back?
Absolutely.
Richard the Red, the owners are shite, but it could be a lot worse. We do have a good team, some great youngsters on the cusp of a first team breakthrough. We do badly need 3 players to be competitive. I agree with that. Like, again, FSG are not the best owners, but they ain't the worst. They're not Glazers, for instance. Let's say that.
And I'm not talking about buying like a whole second squad or doing a Chelsea. I'm talking about maybe bringing in 3 or 4 players, which I don't think is unrealistic, to be honest.
Yeah. Pay the toll. Chiesa is too expensive for FSG. Maybe. I doubt it. I think if that deal comes up, I think we'll do it. Fuck Chiesa, he's another $500,000 type sign. You're like an Aquilani, isn't he, Joe?
Yeah.
Sorry, there's another one there. Issue is Slot clearly wants a new DM, but we aren't backing him. Yeah, it seems that way. We have some great academy players. I watch a lot of Liverpool's under-21s matches, and some of them boys are just amazing. From Richard the Red, I think there's a fair few there as well. It could be is that Trey Noye. Maybe it's just a little bit too early for him though to like come into it. I don't know.
I think
maybe
so.
A bit too early. Can't stand this. Yeah, we agree that like we just said that. I don't know if when this comment came in, Bon. FSG are not the worst owners, but they're not the best either. Every team does have 25-man squad unless you're Chelsea. They've got a lot more than that. But it's one of those where, you have to have efficient cover in every position. And when fans can see that there's positions that need filling, then it kind of is what it is.
Can I just put into context the next comment that you're about to read? This was in reference to Bellingham getting on the plane to Klopp, and Klopp saying it.
Yeah, Joe, you're right there, mate.
Oh,
yeah,
that's a great.
That is true. That is true.
That's comment of the day.
Werner could have been totally different player on the club. Yeah, that's true. We've seen players from Liverpool go to Chelsea and bomb out. Fernando Torres, for instance. David, see the goalie for no. So I got the goalie for 25 right now because we've got Alisson, I think, David. To be fair, but again, does that then put a timeline on the time that Alisson's got left at the club potentially?
Or Kelleher.
Or Kelleher, for instance. Richard the Red agrees 100% with Shauno. And then JT replacing Becker, who's still there here and still waiting for being a replacement. If you don't laugh, you cry.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. JT. Exactly. So, I mean, if you're telling me that FSG aren't bad owners, that's fine. But if we're replacing Becker's, we're replacing Becker already, and he hasn't gone yet, and we haven't replaced Fabinho's replacements. So, I mean, come on.
Yeah, and then we've got Richard the Red. Cade Gordon is so fast, like a informed Sterling in prime. Can see, I think he meant to put can because his comment underneath, can see him getting into the first team very soon. I think he needs a loan, to be fair, as does I think Ben Doak as well. I could see that one basically going the way of that. JT Chiesa looks to be happening, and then Bond, Liverpool would not afford Bellingham's wages. I can see where you're coming from with that, Bond, but the one thing I will say is, in regards to that, is you don't talk to a player for so long and get it to the point where you got to remember back in the time as well, Bon. All the journalists were talking about how Liverpool were going for Bellingham and how Bellingham was the number one and they were going to do this, that, and the other. So they were obviously getting that from the club. So you wouldn't go down that line if they would have known for months how much it was going to cost to buy the player and how much he wanted in wages. I mean, do I think he'd have got the same wages on now at Real Madrid at Liverpool? No chance. I don't think he'd have come in and got that same wage. But I don't. It's a tough one, Bon. It's a tough one. You know, we don't even know. Like,
we're Liverpool Football Club.
It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you know, he's not going to come to Liverpool now. Obviously, so it is done and dusted. But I do think it's worth bringing it up as an example of players that we could have had, but we didn't get. You know, it's not just Bellingham. There's Daniel Marlin. There's Timo Werner. There's, you know, there's others to talk about as well.
But it's also how bad we went about our business. I mean, you could look at Lavia, you could look at Casado, you look at how bad we dealt with that. We were half-assing and pussyfooting about the place with Lavia. We were offering less than the asking price. And then all of a sudden we went from Lavia to Casado and offered 100 and whatever million for him. Yeah. And then the two of them went off to Chelsea.
Yeah. Scott does rate Gravenberch, but he just finds it weird how a new manager isn't getting the type of players he wants. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Gary, it's a crying shame that FSG did not back Klopp. He would have definitely won more Premier Leagues. I can agree with that. I think if Klopp would have got a bit, just that, I'm not asking for hundreds of millions. If he'd have got a little bit more, I think Klopp would have had a bit more success. I think
we're not the type of channel that plays Championship manager or Premier League manager and expect to pay 300 or 400 million every transfer window. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about necessary spending. Spending.
Richard the Red needs so Cade Gordon agrees, needs competitive football. 100% loan would be good for him. David, we're looking at Chiesa and not saying that's going to happen. He's cheap, 2 injury prone. Yeah. I'm sure someone put JT said that he reckons Chiesa could be happening. Could be. Yeah. Let's keep an eye on that. There might be a Paul Joyce article that comes out a little bit later on tonight, which I'll obviously cover tomorrow. Gary saying FSG out. Gary again. He looked so frustrated with SG at times, and that's why he's left before his contract ended. I think there's something behind that. You can't. There's no way that he left just because he was like, eh. Like I don't believe that for a second.
There's too many things. I mean, there's also the documentary that he swore that he'd never participate in, and if there was a documentary that he'd walk out.
Yeah, I like this comment here from Richard Red. Chiesa looks like a stroppy player. I don't know about that. But he says he remembers Klopp saying he signs mentality over skill, as you can teach skill to the right mind, which you 100% can do. He's not in the Juve team tonight, or is he injured again? I don't think he's been in their team all season. He didn't even go on their pre-season tour. That's how much they want him to get gone. Basically, it's something to do with with the financial stuff in Italy. So I think they're looking for a quick sell, to be fair. But I think, Sean, that's it for today, unless there's anything else you'd like to talk about before we go.
I think I may have upset Bond 3S32 because I can't see him on YouTube, but I can see him on here, so I think he may have blocked me. Again, you're more than welcome, Bond, to have any conversation and any debate with us. And just because we have a difference of opinion does not mean that you're any less of a Liverpool fan, or I'm any less of a Liverpool fan, or any more of a Liverpool fan. The whole idea of this channel and this stream is to have a conversation, a debate, and sometimes we'll agree and we'll disagree, but the common ground should be the fact that we all love Liverpool Football Club. We just have different views about, the way forward for Liverpool. We all want the same thing. At the end of silly season, we'll be back wearing our jerseys and supporting, going to either matches or watching matches and backing the club, backing Slot and backing the players that we have. So, I wouldn't take it personal. They're my views. There's Adam's views. There's Martin's views, and there's your views.
Paul Joyce has put an article out for this.
Another fucking exclusive. I mean, we're actually keeping.
I need to just make sure
we have an exclusive, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not the right link though for some weird reason. Keeps taking me to the map. I can see it.
I'll keep talking while you find it. Then, will I?
Yeah, I can see it. It even got a price there of how much Liverpool would pay for it. I can see it, but it's just not loading for me. I'll start again.
Yeah, guys, I think it's all about just unfortunately it's lacking in a lot of YouTube channels that you can't have a difference of opinion, and then it comes to criticizing each other and blocking each other and all this bullshit. We're not about that, and I think that's what kind of separates us from others, I think.
Yeah, I think this article link might be a bit broken, guys, but I can read the top part of it here for you. So Paul Joyce is saying at 8:45, so it literally came out just over 10 minutes ago. Liverpool approach Juve about the forward Federico Chiesa. 15 million would be enough to secure the attacker. He would become the second signing under Arne Slot, with the 30 million for the Georgian goalkeeper Mamardashvili. And I can't. It's literally not lurking this thing anymore. I'll have to cover it in another video potentially if this keeps up. I'll try one more time, guys, for you to get a bit more information on it.
Shall I keep talking?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I suppose. Even Adam's now getting sick of me. Gary, come on, he says. Pay the toll, 15 mil. I wouldn't pay anything more than 15 million for him, if I'm honest with you, lads. Thank you, Gary. Make sure that you share the channel to your friends and whatnot, and get them to join. The more people that participate, the better. And we also have our VIP members. We're going to be doing something with that very shortly. We just have to iron out a few things and come up with an idea. But we have a good couple of ideas which will be really, really interesting.
It's still just loading the Mamardashvili. It's weird, this. So basically, I click the link and it takes me to the Mamardashvili article. But
could it be one of these updates, transfer update live sources?
Maybe. Yeah,
let me see if I can find it.
Taking back to the same one over and over again. Yeah, it's just saying that 15 million would be enough to get the deal done, basically, guys.
15 million, really?
Yeah. Gary, thank you, mate, for that. I think I heard Sean thanking you as well. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. JT just read we are getting Chiesa with the Bobby Clark money. To be fair, that's that. Do you know what?
Bobby Clark.
You know what? Right. This comment right here is just our transfer window. So we're signing Mamardashvili for £30 million, right? We sold Cavallio for 20 something. We sold Seth van den Berg for 20 something. So you got about let's just say 45, 50 million there. You then go and sell Bobby Clark for 10. So you go buy Chiesa for 15. You get Mamardashvili for 30. That's 45 million. We've only got 5 million left, guys, if you go on that. Like, we've only got this. Oh, fuck my. Do you know what I mean? Like,
so I have something here, but it's by DaveOCCop.com. And he's announced that this was about 9 minutes ago. Paul Joyce confirms Liverpool are interested in making a move for Serie A star. News broke out Monday evening. Liverpool's interest in the Italian international. Liverpool's summer business is set to enjoy. Wait until you hear this. Is set to enjoy a remarkable finale after another reliable journalist confirmed their interest in the Serie A star. A Serie A star. How many games has he played last season? 14.
Yeah.
The Reds have not made an official announcement of the new players this summer, with less than a week to the end of the transfer window. However, they are set to end their transfer summer on a high note after fresh links with Juventus winger Federico Chiesa. News broke out on Monday evening of Liverpool's interest in the Italian international, with reliable journalist Fabrizio Romano claiming that the Reds are exploring the possibilities of bringing the 26-year-old to Anfield. So it's basically just regurgitating what. So there's a tweet there at 8:16 p.m. by Paul Joyce saying Liverpool weighing up interest in Juventus Federico Chiesa at this stage, as per Fabrizio Romano's story, and then he has tagged Time Sport. Sorry, Bon, I thought you had, because I can't see you there. Maybe I blocked you. I don't know why I blocked you though. Oh no, I didn't block you.
Can't see Liverpool buying another attacker. We need no centre back. Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't see the point.
Thank you for coming back, Bon. Appreciate you with the debate. Honestly,
yeah,
no hard feelings from anybody at all here.
Like, not at all, Bon.
It makes the show. To be fair,
absolutely. We're all good. And you're Irish. I can't give out to an Irishman, can I? For fuck's sake.
So what it is, guys, I think we're probably going to end the stream because this article link is not working. So you'll probably have to wait for a video after that. So I apologize for that, but it's just literally not loading for me. Right, I'm gonna go, guys. Scott's also leaving, so lads, I gotta get off. Yeah, open. And then Dave. Yeah, hold on a moment. So why do you want to get rid of him so bad? So basically, Rich, from what I've read, they've got financial difficulty, so they need to sell. Basically, because they're back in the Champions League, they've got more financial fair play stuff going on. So that sounds like it, but again, let's keep it open. You know, everyone's saying that Liverpool are expressing their interest in him, that they're looking at him, not saying that they're going for him. It could be an option. It could just be an option for in case something else falls through.
The remaining 5 million, then, if that goes through, goes to the contracts. Then
that wouldn't even be enough for one of them, would it?
I know.
See you later, David, mate. So yeah, that's it from me, guys. Sean, have you anything you want to say before we sign off?
Just check out SD Designs 2020 on Redbubble, and yeah, loads of good stuff in that.
Right then, guys, I think we'll leave it there then. So thanks for all joining, guys. We're here every Monday. I will probably have a video out about Chiesa at some point in the morning.
Friday night.
Maybe tonight.
Friday. No, Friday night.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so Friday night, we're going to do a live stream for the deadline day. Obviously, we were thinking about, I was thinking potentially doing an all day because I'll be working from home that day, but nah, I've got to work. So it ain't happening. So when we finish work, we'll start a stream at some point. We'll get something scheduled for it all and everything. Oh, Martin Mason, thank you for that, pal. Thank you so much for that, lad.
Good man, Martin.
Good night, Mark. See you later, Rich the Red. And JT, I don't know what, I think you put like one of our emojis in there.
Salute.
See you later, mate. Appreciate that, guys. So then I think we'll call it there then, guys. Thank you all for watching. We're back on Friday and we'll see you then, guys.